Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you.
Hello everyone from St. Mary of the Mills. So with these meditations that Father Christian and I decided to do to celebrate our parish feast day, I wanted to begin by reflecting on this particular image of the Blessed Virgin Mary, which is very meaningful to me and hangs in my room where I pray. This is an image I gave to my mother, this framed image of Our Lady. I gave it to her at my ordination. And it was hanging over the bed where she died 4 years ago, so it makes it even more meaningful for me. So now I wanted to talk about vocations in the context of this particular image because it's associated with my vocation to the priesthood and that maternal role of the Blessed Mother for a priest. She is like our mother, and she's the mother of priests. And, I wanted to talk about mothers and their very special role with priests. Talk to anybody who knows priests. They're very attached to their mother, and it was no different for me. My mother and I were like peas in a pod, best friends. Of course, I was the baby of the family, and then I became a priest. So I became doubly favored in amongst the kids, and a special gift to have a priest in the family, and particularly for the mother. So I know mothers sometimes, they want grandchildren, and it's a sacrifice for one of your sons to enter the priesthood, and sometimes parents even are reticent to encourage their kids, their sons, to think about being a priest, or their daughters to consider religious life because they want grandchildren. Well, and when we get to the other side, folks, we're going to see that we have a lot of children through a priest or a religious, because there's this thing called spiritual fatherhood or motherhood that is very real and very powerful. And in a certain sense, I play a fatherly role to my very own mother, who I was able to anoint and celebrate a Mass right at her deathbed hours before she died, and placed Holy Communion one last time in her mouth. And she left this world with the oil on her head and hands, placed there by her priest son. Another interesting little factoid sometimes people sometimes are not aware of is that ancient custom in the church is that when a priest celebrates his when a priest when he is ordained, part of the ordination rite is the anointing of the priest's hands. So the bishop puts oil all over the palms of his hands to consecrate and dedicate them to handle the holy things. And the priest goes off to the side of the sanctuary and wipes off the oil onto a very special cloth that we call a maniturge, just from manus and tergere, to clean, like detergent. Okay, it's basically a cloth to clean one's hands with, but it's called a maniturge. And that is placed in a Ziploc bag, and then I placed it in a decorative box, and customarily that goes in the casket with the priest's mother one day. So, and you present this maniturge in this nice decorative box to your mother at your first Mass, which I did, and man, I had a big lump in my throat, and I placed it very reverently with her in her casket at her funeral. Very touching thing. So it's a great sacrifice, perhaps in some ways, to give a priest to the Lord and to the church, one of your sons, but it also brings with it tremendous rewards and blessings. And I think it's very pleasing to the Blessed Mother, who herself did not have necessarily any natural grandchildren from her son. She gave her son to the people of God, to the church, to the world, in this generous act. And she is blessed many times over for having done so. So, until next time, God bless you.
Gentle woman, quiet night, morning star, so strong and bright, gentle mother, peaceful dove, teach us wisdom, teach us love.